If you're somebody that orders a lot of groceries from Instacart, don't do that. Please order on Corner Shop because people are not getting paid on Instacart at all. And if you don't tip, people are literally getting paid $7 to pick up your hella big grocery order. It's just not, it's not okay. Anyway, hey YouTube, it's Lish, and today we're going to be discussing some little side gigs you can pick up if you're looking for some extra change on the holidays, or any time to be real, but it's, you know, holiday season. So, for the holidays. Before we get into these side gigs, I do want to say these are things that I have personally tried and I'm recommending. And I'm gonna give you some pros and cons for each, along with some need to know information. If any of these interest you and you want more information on them, or you wanna see me live in action going on a shift, you know, picking up packages, picking up food, whatever, depending on the app, let me know in the comments below. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to discuss is Amazon Flex. For those that don't know about Amazon Flex is basically an app you can download, sign up for, and once they run a background check on you and everything's all good, you can basically deliver packages for Amazon as a contractor at any time you want. You could just go on the app, select the block, and by block I mean like a 3 hour, 4 hour, 2.5 hour time frame of when and where, what location, what warehouse you will be picking up these packages from. The application Amazon Flex, once you have it on your phone and you're approved, there are many training videos they have you watch before you go on your first Flex shift to make sure you're prepared for your shift. When you accept a shift, you basically go to an Amazon warehouse, you scan your driver's license that shows that you're signed in, that you're there to receive your packages. You get a cart full of packages, you wheel it over to your car, put all the packages in there, and you scan every package that's on your route, and you're on your way. The app itself has in-app navigation, and it'll lead you from place to place to drop off the packages. It is optimized to where all the packages you drop off will be typically in one city, maybe two if like they're neighboring cities, but they won't be spread out too far. If you're delivering to a city or a suburb where the houses are more spread apart, you're probably going to have less packages in that route. The next pro I will mention is the guaranteed pay. So when you accept an Amazon Flex shift, you basically go on the app and you see a list of offers. The default amount per hour is $18 per hour. So you will see Flex shifts for 3 hours at $54, 4 hours at 72 hours, 3.5, $63, and so on. With the Amazon Prime Now, those are a little different than the regular flexing because you're picking up these paper brown bags to say Prime Now, and they're more like grocery order type packages, and you're delivering them to a residence. And for Amazon Prime Now, that version of Amazon Flexing allows those customers to tip you as well. So in addition to your $18 an hour minimum, you're getting tips if you do Amazon Prime Now. Another pro I listed is a laid back type of shift. So when you're delivering these packages, although it tells you, you know, from place to place where to go, you're cruising, you know, you're in your own vehicle, you can play your own music, you kind of just do your own thing. So it's pretty laid back. If you're not on a time crunch and you don't have something planned right after and you're stressing yourself out, it's usually a pretty laid back experience. I've had times where I was hungry, I just stopped at like a Wendy's or McDonald's drive-thru, got some food, and continued on my way delivering these packages. You have the ability to make it a pretty laid back experience. Cons. First con being sketchy or unsafe neighborhoods and or people. So by this I mean it can be uncomfortable, especially as a woman having to deliver packages and not feeling safe. And for this reason, I never accept flex shifts or shifts on any of these side gigs really when it's dark outside. For the most part, I only do side gigs like this during the day. But in addition to that, even during the day, there are some sketchy type situations that you can find yourself in. This also includes kind of rural areas where there are people with really strong, aggressive personalities. Not even necessarily needing to meet these people in person, but just their houses have aggressive signs, no trespassing, there will be no warning shot. Like, I literally saw that on one of my flex shifts. There will be no warning shot. So you're gonna kill me for delivering your package. And that's another thing with Amazon Flex, the con. You don't have an Amazon Flex vest that has been just provided to you, or any sort of decal. You're really just a random person in your own personal vehicle driving up to these people's houses with their packages. So it has a tendency sometimes to look like, okay, what are they doing in front of my house? There is always the option to not make those deliveries. You can mark it as unsafe location, and you could take those packages back to the warehouse, which is another con. Basically, if you have extra packages that cannot be delivered, whether it's because there's aggressive, sketchy neighborhoods or peoples, or even if you're delivering to a business that's not open yet. If you're delivering to an apartment complex in a big city that maybe they open at 9 and you need to get through the office to get to like the lockers and you don't have access because it's not open yet. Again, that's another circumstance where you'll need to return those packages to the warehouse. That can be so annoying because, again, with Amazon Flex, you get assigned a route when you go and pick up your packages. So you don't necessarily know what part of town you'll be in. You may literally spend 20, 30 minutes just driving to a particular city before you start dropping off packages for that city. So it may be farther away from, the warehouse, from even where you live. So having to return after you finish your entire Flex shift, return to the warehouse and drop off those extra packages is just more time you'll need to spend. A pro to kind of even that out is you don't always take your complete Flex shift dropping off packages. So you might have some extra time at the end of your shift to do that within whatever time you set out to do Amazon Flex that day. Some need to know items for Amazon Flex. When you go to the warehouses, you do need to bring closed-toed shoes, you need to wear masks, you need to make sure you charge your phone, and even if your phone is charged, make sure you have a charger in your vehicle so you can charge it as you're flexing. Make sure you have a full gas tank, or at least 2 notches of gas, you know what I'm saying? Cash outs are on Tuesdays and Fridays. So every Tuesday and Friday, whatever money is in your account that you have collected from your flex shifts since the last payday will be deposited in your bank account on that given Tuesday or Friday. That's about it for Amazon Flex. I will go ahead and say this before I move on to the next side gig. These are things to know across the board for all of these side gigs. These all have to do with driving in your vehicle somewhat. You need to understand the money you spend on gas is going to be taken out of the money you actually make from these side gigs. Depending on the side gig, it may be wise to buy a wagon to wheel some of these packages or grocery items to a residence. With Amazon Flex, it's not usually like that. Usually deliver 1 to 2, maybe 3 packages max to someone's place. The exception to that rule is the Prime Now Amazon Flexing, which is where you deliver grocery type orders to a person's house. In that case, you have many paper brown bags that you need to carry to someone's residence. And for that, I definitely recommend having a wagon or something to carry these packages. A wagon. Another thing to remember is with any side gigs you do, that's like a contracting type of position like this, you have to keep in mind that taxes are not being taken out. So when it comes tax time, you will need to report all of this, and you might owe a little money, especially if you're going ham on the side gigs. So keep that in mind. All right, side gig number 2 is Corner Shop. And for those that haven't heard of Corner Shop, it is kind of a new app by Uber. And it's specifically for picking up and dropping off grocery items. So for those of you that are familiar with Instacart, it's kind of the same thing, but it's better. And I'll tell you why. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Instacart platform from a shopper's perspective, you basically open up this app and you go online. Orders will pop up. You have to constantly refresh, or you don't have to constantly refresh, but if you want to actually catch something good or decent, you have to constantly refresh your phone, right? So you're refreshing, and an order pops up. And it's gonna tell you to go to a grocery store and pick up a ridiculous amount of groceries and deliver them for $7. And what happens if they don't tip? You just made $7 in an hour. Or if it took you longer to shop, an hour and a half. Like, that is so ridiculous. Like, I could never. The ones that were better than 7, let's say 15, 14, okay, more my alley. Something with a little bit of motivation behind it, right? The way Instacart's shopper app works is you refresh and you see something decent pop up. If you don't click and swipe to accept it within like 0.5 seconds, it's gone. Because it pops up for everybody at the same time that has the app open in your area. It pops up for everybody. So you're not special. You're not special. It pops up, you need to accept it really quick or somebody else will. And the problem with that is you don't even really have time to look into what you're accepting. Enough about Instacart. Let's move on to Corner Shop and why I love Corner Shop. Corner Shop is the same shopping type of app where you go grocery shopping for somebody and you deliver it, right? But without the stress. Without the stress, y'all. Like when you're on Corner Shop and an order pops up, it pops up only for you. Only for you. It says you've been assigned this order. But you're able to take your time, look at the order. You're able to see how much they're gonna pay you, which is never $7. At least not my experience. The smallest order I've accepted for Corner Shop is $12, $13. But most of the time, they're around $20. And they want you to pick up 4 items, 9 items, maybe 12 items from a grocery store and drop them off. And that's before tip. And with Corner Shop, it seems like most of the time they tip and they love the tip. So like from my personal Corner Shop experience, it's been lovely, like absolutely divine. Some pros for Corner Shop include paying $15 to $22, $35 per order, and that's plus tips. I literally had a $35 order I accepted, and I knew there'd be a little bit more work to do for it to be a $35 order. They wanted me to pick up around 24, 25 things from the grocery store. And that took me a little longer. But they give you about 6 hours after your order is complete where the customer can tip you. They tipped me $20, y'all. So that order actually went from a $35 order to a $55 order. Did my math right? Yeah, 55. So they tip like crazy on Corner Shop. Not everybody gave me $20 tips. That was the first one. For most part, they at least give 5 though. And for it to start out around 20, then I'm getting about $25 a pop. That's pretty good for a little side hustle, you know? And another pro, Corner Shop, most people tip. They do. Stress-free shopping. And this is more so for if you're somebody that likes to shop or is somebody that likes to just knock things off a to-do list. Like that's something that you enjoy, then you might enjoy corner shopping for people. There are a few cons, but it's not that bad. First con being because they are so new compared to Instacart. There are not as many opportunities on the app for accepting orders and dropping them off. Because it's so new and it's an up-and-coming competitor of Instacart, there's not as many people using the platform and ordering on the platform just yet. But I'm sure that's gonna change. And I pray I never see the day that Corner Shop starts paying people less to shop, because that's what happened with Instacart. So hopefully Corner Shop doesn't follow in their footsteps. If they do, get in on this while you can, okay? Another con for Corner Shop is glitching. So I've experienced a little bit of glitching the most recent time I corner shopped. And the glitching, I believe, was related to cell phone service. So in this particular Albertsons or Safeway I was in, I only had maybe 1 bar, maybe 2, depending on where I walked in the store. And I seemed to correlate that when I was going on the app trying to ask the customer questions about things they wanted in the store, things like that, the app would not load for me when it had 1 bar. And to add on to that, if my Wi-Fi was on and there was no Wi-Fi nearby that I was connected to, it wouldn't load at all. So I have to turn my Wi-Fi off, number 1. And then number 2, if I didn't have the best signal, sometimes the app would glitch and it wouldn't let me contact the customer. It wouldn't even let me see the things I needed to pick up from the grocery store, which is really frustrating. To remedy this as my little computer engineer self, I did some troubleshooting. I would turn off my phone, turn it on. I tried connecting even to the Safeway Wi-Fi to see if that would work. I tried going to different areas where I had different cell phone signal to see if it got better or worse. It took me so much longer though to complete that order because of the glitching. But that's not every experience. That was one experience I had. Anyway, need to know information about Corner Shop. They don't got $7 orders like Instacart, or if they do, they're $7 for a reason, but I haven't really seen $7. And if they are $7, don't accept them. That's another thing with these apps. Like, you don't have to accept low paying offers. You have to have some sort of strategy when you're doing this if you're gonna make decent side hustle money, you know? And with Corner Shop, I decided for myself, I would mostly only accept orders around 20 bucks. It could be 18, 19, around 20 bucks. Because I already know that even with a little $5 tip, which is like usually what I get if I don't get more, then I'm already making around 25, 23 bucks for that hour or a little bit less than an hour of work. Another thing to note with Corner Shop is they do send you customized Corner Shop bags that they want you to use to put the groceries in. I have yet to use them, but I did get a big old box full of bags. I'm gonna show you them in a second that you can use with your orders. I guess just to kind of spread the word about Corner Shop. So there's that. And also you need to make sure when you're corner shopping, you bring your Corner Shop cards. There are 2 cards that you need to use for payment. Usually you just use one of them, but you need to bring both with you at all times whenever you're doing Corner Shop, because there is no option for you to, oh, I forgot my cards, I'm going to use my own card and they'll reimburse me. That's not a thing with Corner Shop. If you don't have the Corner Shop cards to check out, the order will have to be assigned to another Corner Shop shopper. Okay. Just to give you guys a better idea, these are what the bags look like that they sent me. So this is the small Corner Shop bag. This is the large Corner Shop bag. And then they also sent this plastic Corner Shop bag as well, pretty large bag. So I think it's more so just a matter of getting the name out there, which I agree their name needs to be out there because Instacart sucks. So last recommendation, DoorDash. And this is kind of, I guess, Doordash / Uber Eats. And y'all pretty much know about those apps already, so I won't dive too much into detail about that. I only have experience doing DoorDash. I never did Uber Eats, but I imagine it's around the same type of idea. You know, you're basically picking up someone's order from a restaurant or a fast food place, and you're dropping it off at their residence or at their job or wherever they're located at when they make the order. So pros to this, it's quick and easy. You're usually picking up one order and dropping it off and you're done. Real quick, real easy. The app is real self-explanatory as well. And it's not really as dangerous as transporting people. I know with actual Uber and Lyft, you pick up people and drop them off. I've never done that because I'm a woman. I don't feel safe as a woman doing that because I don't know what kind of people are gonna be in my car. I've heard stories and I will just not be the one, okay? Things to keep in mind when it comes to all these apps. Go into it knowing that there's a certain amount of money that you want per order, right? So for example, Corner Shop, my minimum was really around $14, $15. But on a regular, I want orders closer to $20, okay? When it came to DoorDash, the minimum I want for DoorDash, basically $7. Now that sounds like not a lot of money. That sounds like, Lish, why were you just so angry about Instacart charging $7? I'll tell you why. Because Instacart wants to give you $7 so that you can spend the next hour and a half grocery shopping and dropping it off at someone's place. DoorDash will pay you $7 to go down the street to Jack in the Box and drop it off maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes away. If I do, let's say 3 DoorDashes in an hour, if I'm just really zooming around town, that's $21 an hour, not $7 an hour like Instacart. So you really have to be strategic with the orders you accept and from where. If you know some of these orders are for restaurants that take forever to make the food, take forever to give you the food as a DoorDash driver, that's gonna cut into your time and cut into how much you're making per hour. So you have to keep that in mind. Have I told y'all everything? I wrote a lot, in case y'all don't know. This is all, I did this for you. Yeah, I guess overall, what I wanna say about these side gigs are, no, these are not $30 an hour type side gigs. I'm just an extra person. I'm just extra. On my PTO, I can't sit still. So if I'm not working on YouTube videos or something creative like music, I want to be busy. And so I'm like, I'm gonna get some side gigs going. And I'm somebody that's also very organized with my finances. And so the way I see it, I'm like, if I do these side gigs, maybe these credit cards will be paid off quicker. Maybe I'll get this student loan paid off quicker. Things like that is why I kind of opt in for some side gigs. These are some side gigs I've tried. If you guys want more information on these, let me know, comments below. If you want to see me live in action doing some of these side gigs, let me know too, I can do that. And also I have a link below. Get yourself a Wagon. And if you're gonna get a Wagon, I have one I recommend. What I recommend is a cell phone holder for your car. I can put the one I use also in my Amazon shop below. You don't necessarily need to buy that one, but that's the one I recommend. I use it by clipping it to my air vent in my car. There's also an option to stick it on a dashboard. And if it's your first time on my channel, welcome, subscribe, all that jazz. My channel is just a melting pot of lots of different things, but you can go on there and see for yourself what I got. If you like what you see, subscribe, okay? And I'll see y'all next time.